Hogan. Hogan.
Snapper, we're doing a lesson today. We're doing a mindset lesson. This is a really important one. Get this. Get this. Here it is. Mindset. This is the mind. This is my diagram of it. Some of you guys have seen me do this already. Conscious, unconscious, subconscious. Some people have different ways of doing it. This is my way. I think it's the best, obviously. I'm biased. Firstly, let me explain the three, and then I'm going to talk about how they all work together. Conscious mind. The things that you're conscious of. The things that are in the front of your mind. Look at your hand, pick up your right hand, and look at it. Look at it, look at the back, look at the front, look at the fingers, look at the nails, look at the little, the lines on the palm. Look at it, be conscious of it. Okay, now stop. While you were doing that, while you were looking at the hand, you were consciously aware of the hand. You were unconsciously aware of your feet. You had awareness that your feet were there. But because you had your conscious awareness and attention focused on the hand, the awareness was there, but that was in your unconscious. The awareness of the things that are not in your conscious store in your unconscious. Conscious and unconscious together make up your awareness. This is your awareness. You have unconscious awareness and you have conscious awareness. Everyone understands conscious awareness, but the unconscious side is a little bit harder to talk about and explain. You guys remember that movie that came out recently with Margot Robbie and Will Smith? It was called Focus. Good movie. Do you remember when they played the trick on that guy by exposing him to the same song and the same words and the same number all throughout the day? He was unconsciously aware of picking that stuff up. Anything that you've ever drawn in through the five senses, anything you've seen, tasted, touched, smelt and heard, is in your either conscious awareness or unconscious awareness somewhere. It's in there. Your subconscious is where all of your deeply rooted beliefs and values reside. Your subconscious is the part that runs your life. The five senses are out here, and everything in life comes at you through the conscious or unconscious mind. To filter through to your subconscious, it only can do it by two conduits: repetition and emotion. If something in your conscious or unconscious is repeated enough, over and 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 over again, eventually it'll become part of your subconscious. Napoleon Hill called this auto-suggestion. The modern day gurus and people call it affirmations, positive affirmations, etc. Sometimes they're negative affirmations. Think about all the things that you were exposed to, either consciously or unconsciously, as a kid growing up when your mind was a sponge, through repetition. The ideas and concepts that were put into you. Think about all the money ideas, all the relationship ideas, all the religious ideas, all the things, all the ideas that you were exposed to enough become part of your belief system. It runs your entire life. Money one's a big one. If you have a middle class parent, chances are your parents said things like, we can't have that, we can't afford that, money doesn't grow on trees. So what are the beliefs that you carry through into adulthood? Because they were stored in your subconscious. They run your life. Anything in your subconscious runs your life. So you have grown up as an adult to believe that money doesn't grow on trees. Tell that to the apple farmer who his livelihood is producing apples come on tree and selling them. That money grows on trees. The cotton to make the original greenback grew on trees. The things that you've stored in your subconscious, the things that are running your life, they're not necessarily true. They're just your beliefs because you've been exposed to it enough, or it was lodged in your subconscious through a massive cataclysmic emotional event. Think of the big ticket emotional events that have happened in your life and you'll be able to recall them very clearly. Usually very clearly. Car crash and stuff, you can remember it all. It's in fucking slow motion and everything. Or the first time you fell in love and hooked up with your girlfriend that you're infatuated with. There's a lot of emotion there. You remember it very clearly. You remember every little thing. Through the conduits of repetition and or emotion, our awareness eventually becomes part of our subconscious beliefs. That can be an issue. Because if you went to school and you didn't learn about how the universe really works, chances are you have a split awareness. You don't have a full awareness. The individuals on planet Earth with the lowest awareness have a split awareness. They have a split conscious and unconscious. The data that they take in through the five senses is judged. So when something happens to them, they judge it and diagnose it and they split it in their mind. Even though it's equal and balanced and conserved, they say this is good, this is bad. A bad event. They will be consciously aware of all the bad things, all the drawbacks, all the pains and the hurts, and they'll be unconscious of all the benefits that come from it. Sometimes they never become conscious of the benefits and balance it out and crush it and become grateful for the event happening. Sometimes they just have to wait. They have to be patient. They patiently practice the love of wisdom and the wisdom of love and balance it out and become grateful for everything that ever happened in their life. And they can bloody change their subconscious and create their life. Let me give you a truth bomb. This upsets a lot of people. When you're in judgment and diagnosis, you're living like an animal. You're not an inspired creature. You're not wise. When you're taking advice from people who are judging and diagnosing, you know that you're not getting truest truth from them. The word diagnosis is diagnosis. Gnosis means knowledge, to know. Dia means split and apart. To diagnose something means you have split knowledge, split awareness. To transcend that diagnosis, which is a split awareness, and achieve wholeness, which is the origin of the word health, you need to own both the good and the bad. You show up at a doctor's office, Western medicine, you're not getting full truth there, you're getting half truth. You're getting diagnosed. You're waiting patiently as a patient so that they can come out and practice on you. What they're practicing is eventually how to transcend diagnosis into wholeness and wellness. And they're going to do that through the love of wisdom and the wisdom of love. But if they can teach you how to pull shit out of your unconscious and balance all the fuckery that's happened to you in the past and all your judgments that have created your split awarenesses and your diagnoses and your illnesses, then you get to wellness. And speaking with someone for a couple of hours and realigning their mind, you can't make as much money doing that as you can selling drugs. Anyway, that was a big tangent. Fucking doctor, how'd they get onto that? Back on track! Conscious, unconscious, subconscious, this is your awareness. The top part is your awareness, this is your five senses, life's coming at you through here. And if you have a low awareness, you're judging and splitting these. The more you judge, the more you split, the more you're attached, the more you diagnose, the lower your awareness, and the more fucked up life's going to be. If you have a high awareness, or if you have full awareness, then there's no split between your conscious and unconscious. Everything is out, and you're aware of both sides of every single event that's ever happened to you. It's easy to tell what someone's conscious awareness is. You ask them, what are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Listen to what they say. That's their conscious awareness. It's easy to tell what's on their unconscious mind and their unconscious awareness. Because when you're listening to this, try to pick up all the things they're not saying. That's in their unconscious. But this guy, how to tell what's in someone's subconscious, that's the most impressive of the lot. You can very easily tell what's in someone's subconscious. Here's how. You see, your subconscious has a three-dimensional GUI, graphics user interface. You can tell exactly what's in someone's subconscious mind. You just take a look at their life. Everything in their life, they will manifest, they will create what's in their subconscious. If you have a massive split and you're unconscious of so much shit, you have half consciousness, and you're judging and looking up or looking down and diagnosing, and you do it over time and distance with repetition and emotion, eventually that's going to become part of your subconscious and that's going to rule your life. That's how your life is going to be infatuated with half consciousness. I see this so much. Consciously aware, people who are consciously aware of fame and fortune and success and cars and money and houses, unconsciously aware of all the sacrifice, all the work, all the effort to get the results. So they've got to split. They're only conscious of that. They think that that's the whole picture. And if they repeat it enough, and they get emotional about it enough, they look up with jealousy and envy, it'll be part of their subconscious and it'll rule their life. And they'll think that they can have this thing, have all this success and all these results without any of the work and the sacrifice and all the things that they're unconscious of. They go hand in hand. They think it's all this, and they think through repetition and emotion that subconsciously they can have that someday, and they beat themselves up because they can't, because it's a fantasy and it's impossible. You can't get blood out of a stone. There are no free lunches in the universe. Every time you look to someone and think that they have something that you don't, you're not aware of the things that they've had to sacrifice or the work that they've had to put in to get it. Energy is not created or destroyed. It's never created or destroyed. We know this. We learned this in grade 7. It just changes forms. You can't get results with doing nothing. And if you're one of the people chasing the fantasy, the unicorn, the get rich quick and easy and effortlessly, the money falling out of the fucking ceiling after you press a button and buy a program, and it's a good sign that you've become infatuated with someone who you've had a diagnosis of. You've diagnosed them as successful, lucky, fortunate people. You're not aware of the fuckery that they had to do to get it. And until you understand basic laws of the universe, like energy can't be created or destroyed, there's no free lunches here, then you'll beat yourself up because you're looking for something that can't be found and trying to avoid something that can't be avoided. And you have a shit life. This little story is going to be part of my book of wisdom that I'm started putting together. This is looking for the good and the bad, realizing that they're one and the same. When you transcend the diagnoses, the split awarenesses, and you get the full awareness, the whole awareness, the wholeness, the wellness, the health. And over time and distance, you start repeating full awarenesses. Your subconscious starts to mirror that, and you have a full awareness of life. And you have a whole life, a full life, a healthy life, a wealthy life, a rich life. Isn't that what everyone wants? Learn the mind game. The mind game's so important. The mind game's everything. The whole thing is in the mind, really. Learn the mind game. Love you guys.